hosts Isaac Simpson and Maria Perry. I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Short on Shorts. Our special guest reviewer this week is writer and actor Ryder Strong, best known as Sean Hunter on Boy Meets World, and today we're reviewing the web series Titus and Dronicus, directed by Liz Rizzo. Make sure to check it out before watching our review. The link is in the description below. Enjoy the series and our review.
Maria's pick is Titus and Dronicus, Hamlet Episode 1. It is directed by Liz Rizzo. It's an updated take on Shakespeare's Hamlet that follows two funny detectives as they help Ophelia follow her boyfriend Hamlet. Maria.
Try not to sound so excited about it.
I'm not excited about this one.
I am.
So what resonated with you in this?
So right now I've been following a lot of web series that are on YouTube, and the big thing is adapting old literary works and turning them into, web series. And some with more, some of it works a little better on than others. But I really like this one because it feels like the fun way to mash up stories. Like, I'm not a big fan of Once Upon a Time. I know that's kind of really popular, and it shoves a bunch of stories together, and you're like, okay, I kind of get what you're going for. I feel like these two, if they decided to go through every Shakespearean play, I'd be totally happy to follow along and be like, okay, now tell me how you're going to do this using these characters, I found it engaging.
This to me was like nails on a chalkboard. Like, I don't know, like I wrote here, is there an equivalent of walking out of a short film, like walking out of the theater in a movie for a short film?
Closing your computer.
Yeah, like that was, I lasted like a minute and I was just like, I cannot not watch
Well,
this
what bothered
anymore.
you about it?
It just wasn't funny, and it wasn't, the humor was just so not funny. It was just like so easy and like cutesy. You know what I mean?
It was
Without
clever.
but it wasn't clever. It was clever humor.
No, it's actually the definition of clever. Right?
Okay.
It's a bunch of inside jokes for people who know Shakespeare. And it's cute, right? It's being funny by being cute. I mean, I enjoyed it because I'm familiar with most of the references. The parts I didn't think were funny were the references from plays that I hadn't read and things like that.
Right.
They were a little thing. I actually watched the whole series. It's only 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So.
And the whole series is all just Hamlet for the first?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's 3 episodes long, and it's just getting to, I guess, I forget the end now, but it was the mystery of who killed Hamlet's dad, right? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing substantial about this. It's just light fun. It's really, it's sweet, light fun.
I hate sweet light fun.
I know you do.
I hate it.
There's nothing, I mean, it's, you're going to hear me say this again, I think, during this episode, but there's nothing snarky about this. There's nothing ironic about this. There's nothing particularly, I don't know. It's just having fun, right? And there's certainly a place for that. And it's intelligent enough fun, I mean, I didn't come up with this way to mash together all of these different things about Shakespeare. These guys did. So it's smart enough, right?
So that's 2 for, 1 against.
I'm for it. I thought it was really, again, I thought it was, clever is exactly the right word. And yeah, the humor that isn't Shakespearean, like the character-based humor where they're like saying the same thing at the same time, horrible. Like, I'm rolling my eyes going, don't try and be funny in that way.
Right.
But when it was being just clever and quippy, I'm totally on board. And like all the references, I mean, when he says the line about these women they keep drowning, I was dying. Like,
Yeah,
that I thought was
hysterical.
so, I was like laughing. I was like, that's brilliant. And, but outside of those sort of jokes, like, yes, it's not my style. Like, it reminded me of, a certain type of TV show that I can't stand. Like what was the show? It's not as stylized as Pushing Daisies, but like, what was the show where America Ferrera was on? I believe Ugly Betty. It's like that sort of stylized shooting, like close wide-angle lenses, like quirky characters, and the music going boop boop boop, and like it's all like it's just not my style. Like, but I get that it's actually very hard to pull that off, and they did. Like I thought they pulled it off. All this sort of like asides where we're like over here having this. It worked. It was fine. It's nothing I would really watch except for the Shakespeare stuff, which is very self-congratulatory. If you get the references, you're like, oh, I'm so smart. I know. That's right, Ophelia drowned. All right, So there's a little bit of self-loathing in the fact that I loved it as much as I did, but I did. Like, it's fun.
It's funny you compared that to Pushing Daisies because it hadn't really occurred to me, and that's like almost pastel noir is kind of That's what I want more of. More pastel noir.
That's a great word.
Yeah, Thank you.
Cool point.
I think you hit the nail on the head. When they were being clever with Shakespeare references, it was funny for the people who are in the club and get it, right?
Yeah. When
they were trying to do their own sort of, add their own humor on top of it, that was where it started to fall a little bit short for me. And I was really annoyed by the title. I have to say, because I read it and I'm thinking about those characters in that play, and I'm like, okay, where's the this is a whole series filled with inside jokes, right? But what's the inside joke here? So is it just that it's a play on words and that's it? Isn't Andronicus just the dude who says, hey, this thing happened? He comes in the beginning.
Titus Andronicus is all one name.
Oh, I thought Titus was a different dude.
Right?
I thought it was like
His name
Marcus
is
Andronicus or something, and then there was Titus something.
It's an entire family.
Okay.
Maybe.
But that's an entirely different play than Hamlet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But they stole the name from that play to give
make
to the two main characters.
And they were sitting around and being like, wouldn't it be hilarious if it was Titus and Dronicus? Like, to me, it's like... I completely get what you guys are saying. I'm just so far above you guys that it's like, to me, I'm looking down on it, and it's
We're looking down on you. It's okay.
It's so easy. It's just so. Right. We've all had that idea before, and nobody does it because it's really dumb.
Really? There was a really, really, really successful play in New York called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged. Yeah. That was brilliant.
Well, I've never seen that. I don't know. And look, I'm just kidding, obviously. But for me, it was like I could see them sitting around having these thoughts and being really self-satisfied with thoughts, and it just drove me absolutely crazy. Right.
I want to finish the series, actually, because I'm curious how it can sustain, because so much of like a mystery, right, is trying to figure out the plot, like figuring out what happened. Right. And here, like, we're in this weird position as viewers of this because we know the plot. Right. So we're like aware of what our two detectives have to figure out. So it's all self-satisfying. Like,
well, I mean,
wonder
not
how
to spoil it, but they do skew it a little bit. So
yeah.
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil the ending. Yeah,
watch it. Watch the whole thing. It's only 3 episodes, so it's not, it's not going to take up too much of your life.
Okay, fair enough. Worth it just to learn the term pastel noir, which is an oxymoron, but also
it's not wrong.
It's not wrong. It's great.
It's everything I love. Make more of it.
And this was noir because they turned it into a detective story, right? So it was kind of fun.